Hi, I'm glad you're here to learn with me today. I am Mrs. Duncan. I am the reading specialist at Barack Obama Elementary School. And this week we are going to be talking about author's purpose. So as I get ready to share my screen with you, I want you to think about, what do you know about author's purpose? What have you already learned about it? So again, this is author's purpose. Our learning target for the week is I can explain an author's purpose for writing a text. And this week we're going to work on multiple purposes. So I can explain an author's purpose for writing a text. Well, what is author's purpose? An author is someone who writes. A purpose is a reason for doing something. If you do something on purpose, you have a reason for doing it. So therefore, author's purpose is the reason why someone writes a text. We always have a reason when we sit down to write something. So why do we need to know about author's purpose? Why do we learn about this? Well, knowing why an author wrote a text can help us understand the text better. We understand it better because it helps us know what the author wants us to get from the text. So we're thinking, what did the author want me to get after reading this text? So why do authors write? Here are our three main categories for author's purpose. Authors might write to persuade. So they're trying to convince the reader to do something. They might be writing to inform. They're trying to give you information. Or they might be writing to entertain, just to amuse, or just for fun. So if I know why an author's writing, I might know they're trying to convince me to do something if I know their purpose is to persuade. Or I might know I'm supposed to learn something if they're writing to inform. So persuade. Persuade is to convince you of something. Persuade and convince are synonyms, words that mean the same. So they're trying to convince you of something or to get you to think a certain way. I might persuade you to try and see the movie that I want to see, or you might want to see a different movie and you might try to persuade me to go see the movie that you want to see. And a lot of times when we're writing to persuade, we give opinions, someone's thoughts or feelings. So my opinion is that summer is the best season because it's hot and you can spend a lot of time outside. But that's my opinion. You might be able to argue with that or think something different. Inform. Inform means that the author is giving you information. They're giving you information to teach you, to help you learn. Maybe they're explaining something. Maybe they are trying to describe something. And usually they are stating facts. Facts are information that is true for everyone and it can be proven. You cannot prove that summer is the best season, but you can prove that the temperature is higher in summer than in winter. That is a fact. And entertain. The author is writing just for fun, maybe to tell a good story, to amuse, maybe to make you laugh, and it is usually fiction. And yes, text can have more than one purpose. An author may write for more than one reason, or sections of text may have different purposes. If you think about a recipe for baking chocolate chip cookies, one section is going to tell you what you need, all the materials, all the ingredients. One section is going to be written to tell you what to do with those materials, how to actually make the cookies. So we are going to practice with an article called "Can Cows Change the Climate?" And this is from Scholastic News, 3rd grade level, April 13th, 2020. So can cows change the climate? We're going to blow it up here and zoom in. So listen as I read. Can cows change the climate? Think you burp a lot? Move over. It turns out that cows burp dozens of times a day. In fact, they belch out so much gas that scientists say they are affecting Earth's climate. And if we look down here in our words to know, climate is the usual weather in a place over time. So cows are changing the weather. But scientists have good news. They're finding ways to make cows less gassy and protect the planet. So already we can kind of tell this is written to inform. The author is giving us information. So let's keep reading. Here is our heading, the warming Earth. This is going to tell us we're reading about how the Earth is warming. Earth's climate changes naturally over time, but lately temperatures have been rising faster than ever. Scientists say that human activities are mostly to blame. How? We burn fossil fuels like oil, coal, and gasoline to power our cars, homes, and factories. Burning these fuels sends invisible gases like carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And fossil fuels, if we look down here, are fuels formed from the remains of prehistoric plants and animals. So they are naturally occurring. Experts call these gases greenhouse gases. They trap heat from the sun and cause the earth to warm up. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, the burning of fossil fuels is responsible for most of the greenhouse gases the U.S. produces, but cows are part of the problem too. So it's warming up because these gases are getting trapped. Got gas? Cows are gassy because of the way they digest food. They dine on grass and other plants. Inside their stomachs are tiny living things called microbes. Microbes break plants down into parts that cows need for energy. The microbes work, as the microbes work, they create gases. The main one they make is a powerful greenhouse gas called methane. It builds up in the cow's stomach until it comes out, mostly in burps. U.S. farmers raise about 94 million cows for meat and milk. Their gas adds up. The EPA says that cows, sheep, and other livestock cause nearly 4% of the greenhouse gases made in the U.S. In other parts of the world, these animals cause more of the total. Belch battle. Experts are working hard to tackle this problem. Some are developing a shot that will help cows digest food without making so much gas. And an inventor in Argentina is making a mask that farmers could put on cows. It would break methane down into safer substances. At the University of California, scientists have another idea. They're experimenting with adding ingredients to cows' food. Their studies show that adding seaweed or oils from certain plants to food makes a cow much less gassy. We are seeing some success stories, says scientist Frank Mitlow-Lohner. Cows might only be responsible for a fraction of greenhouse gases, but every little bit we can cut helps. So we know that the author wrote this article to inform. There were many, many facts in here. So we know it's to inform. We know it has many facts. But why was the author writing to inform? What did the author want us to learn? The author wrote to tell us about how gas from cows is causing climate change, and scientists are looking to cut down on that gas. If we look down here in the corner, says gas passers. How do humans compare with cows when it comes to producing gas? A person produces about 3 pints of gas a day. Very little of it is methane. Some cows produce 600 pints of gas in a day. It's mostly methane. If I look at that, I think, was it the author writing this to persuade, inform, or entertain? and I see that it's got facts. So I know that the author was writing to inform. And I'm going to take it a step farther. What did he want me to get out of this? He was informing me, he was comparing human gas to cow gas and showing how human gas and cow gas are different. If I come over here, what is the greenhouse effect? Energy from the sun provides Earth with heat and light. That is a fact. Clouds and Earth's surface reflect some energy back toward space. Greenhouse gases trap some of that reflected energy in the atmosphere, warming the planet farther. People burn fossil fuels to power cars, homes, and businesses. That releases more greenhouse gases into the air. Cows release gases too. More heat is trapped in the atmosphere, causing temperatures on Earth to rise. So if I look at this, these were all facts. So the author wrote this also to inform, but what did the author want us to know? The author was explaining the greenhouse effect. The author was describing the process of how these gases cause the Earth to get warmer. So there we had 3 different sections. They were all written to inform, but the purpose of each section was slightly different. So we are going to go back over here. So let's review real quick. Can cows help save our planet? This was our whole article, and the purpose was to explain how scientists are trying to make cows less gassy to cut down on greenhouse gases. That was written to inform. The section Gas Passers was also written to inform, and its whole purpose was to compare gas passed by humans to gas passed by cows. And the section on what is the greenhouse effect, it was also to inform, but more specifically to explain how greenhouse gases cause the climate to get warmer. So today we focused on the author's purpose of inform. So when the author is writing to inform, he or she is giving us information that is trying to help us learn. So your turn now. As you read, think about the author's purpose for writing a text. Could you find a text in your house that fits each purpose? Can you find a text in your house that was written to persuade, a text that was written to inform, or something that was written to entertain? And then for extra practice, choose one of the activities on the choice board linked to your learning path and complete that activity. So share with someone what you have learned about author's purpose today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.